Well, welcome everyone. I'm super excited about the guest that I have with me today. His name is Steven Glick from Home Abroad Lending.
So as you mentioned, my name is Steve Glick. I'm the head of customer success here at HomeAbroad.
So let's talk a little bit about how the closing process works if you're not physically here in the US. If you
Yeah,
want to speak
really
to that.
important question and really good to know. This is something that I educate a lot of my clients on. Sometimes it's not easy to get to the US, not just for legal purposes, but finding time out of your job, finding time away from your family to travel to the US in order just to look at, buy, and sign documents on a property, it's not really feasible. We like to give a multitude of options to our clients. So obviously, you can definitely come, find a time, come to the US, sign your documents in person. Another option in a lot of cases is some of our clients will close in an entity or an LLC, and I know we'll get to that and talk a little bit more about that as well. But you can do that, and then you can actually assign somebody who is in the U.S. to sign the documents on behalf of the LLC. That's a really easy process. It's one document that we create, and we can help with that. And you're basically just assigning a signee, and that person can sign on behalf of the client. Another option is a embassy closing. So you can schedule an appointment at the US embassy in your country of origin, and you can sign the closing documents there with a certified US notary. Some countries it's easier than others to get an appointment, but we work pretty closely with our title companies and our closing agencies to create flexibility to make sure that a client can has enough time to schedule an appointment, go to the embassy, and get their signing done in person there as well. Because let's be honest, right? It's a lot of legal documentation to review and to sign, and we want to make sure our clients have all the opportunity to review those documents before signing on the dotted line. So there's a number of different options, which is why we get to the point of you not needing to be a visa holder, do not even need the ability to come to the US in order to buy a property. With that said, right, I would always recommend if you can come see the house in person, sign your documents in person. It's always, it's better from a peace of mind perspective.
Yeah, and it can be. And I've had it where for countries that are part of the Hague Convention, if there is an attorney in the city that has an apostille seal, that they can leverage the correct attorney with the apostille seal to actually close. Some lenders actually have advocated for that as well. And I can talk a little bit about that another time. Let's talk
Yeah, and
about
there's definitely
LLC.
cases of that. And just
Yeah.
just so you know, especially when you start talking about refinance transactions,
Mhm.
that's something we can do as well. It gives a lot of flexibility there in terms of even sometimes just doing remote closings and signing over, a Zoom call and things like that.
Awesome. Now Georgia doesn't allow for Zoom for remote closings. Unfortunately, we can do mailaways, we can do, hey, apostille seals, and we can do embassy closes, but
Great.
in Georgia, that is not allowed. And that's one of the things I tell clients too. Everything can be state specific. And in a conversation recently with a client that's out of another country, he indicated, well, I said, well, that's not how it works in Georgia. And unfortunately, the laws differ from state to state. So if you are purchasing property from another country, you want to know and partner with a professional that knows what they're talking about and can educate you accurately, because it's not necessarily the case for every single state that this applies. So again, for Georgia, we cannot do a remote closing. That's not something that they have allowed us to do here.